Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. Last time we got here to Rykad Minoris and managed to get our tech priest Pascal, and now we get to continue on fighting through all the chaos heretics and rebels. New bolter, I don't know if that's gonna really work for Argenta or not. Okay, it's slightly better, so... that's a trade-up.
Idira, is there something you wish to tell me about? Namely, the mess in the wardroom last week.
Ugh, stop blaming me every time one of the officers flies off the handle, old man. Not every brawl or disaster on this ship is because of me.
After playing a bit more on my main account, I think I'm gonna swap out Idira when I can. Because the perils of the warp are just... her having a 5% chance every ability to trigger it can get real tedious. Yeah, we'll go with that, even though I don't get the extra dodge. I could sit here and nitpick builds, but I don't think there's much I can do at the moment. Let's go turret access. Now we get to watch as these guys just get flattened. So we'll go you here. I had to look up the item for Argenta. When we can leave the system, there's the necklace we can get her that's gonna make her just stupidly powerful. I was contemplating, this is how, like, in my own head I contemplated restarting this character because Biomancy is good, but Sanctic Psyker abilities are really good too, because you can sit there and activate like a Blessing of the Emperor, and it'll, every time you apply it, it boosts Resolve for your team. But then you can do a heal, and anyone who has the Blessing of the Emperor buff heals regardless of distance. So there was a part of me that's like, I could just use that and be in a real good spot. But then I was like, is it really worth restarting just for a heal that's a 2 AP heal? When realistically I could just, yeah, it'll take me a while, but I can spend the turns, and when I get regeneration, just pop that on everyone. Because regen is a solid bet no matter what. Oh yeah, I took that, didn't I? I couldn't even use it if I want to. It would be fun, but look at that. 0, 0, 0. I'm better off just popping a shot and seeing who I can send a round through. God, look at that. Just chewed up half of these guys. Over half these guys, really. Hang on, what does this do again? Recoil and penalty to dodge. Yeah, might as well just use it. Sitting her further back doesn't do me much good, but... in the end, I guess if that's all I need is to land a shot like that, it's not worth popping my ability because I can't see him. You know what? Let's do it, actually. Thinking out loud. Also, it's nice to not have to read a ton for once and be able to just talk and plot out my... I am out of range, I'm stupid. Oh, well. I had a plan and it didn't work. Because I was hoping to be able to hit those two and then force him to go into Abelard and just get walloped, but... not gonna make much of a difference. I don't even know who can see this guy realistically. We'll see if Pascal can make a shot. If not, oh well. 42. Sometimes you just gotta take the shots you can make and see what happens. Because sometimes it works out like that. You get a wild shot off and that 42 becomes a guaranteed hit. Okay, let me see the map. Yeah, so it's just all these guys. Now will come the fun part, because this area is full of combat. The young man in a planetary guard uniform looks very pale. There's a feverish gleam to his eyes. Your lordship, at last! Private Camille Regias at your command. He hesitates. I was in the convoy the governor sent out to meet you. The convoy was ambushed by rebels. I'm the only survivor. Nevertheless, I'm ready to show you the way to the command center where the governor is waiting you. The success to failure ratio of combat objectives completion for this world's military speaks to its subpar efficiency. I will advise the local ruler to seek my fraternity's aid in upgrading their troops to servitor maniples. The tech priest's words make Private Regias grow pale and instinctively pull his helmet down tighter. What is it, soldier? Why are you so nervous? The soldier grows paler still. Please forgive me, your lordship. I was left all alone, and it's been scary waiting for you. That's why. How did you make it out alive if your entire convoy perished? I don't know, I just did somehow. There was an ambush, everything was going boom and bang around me, and I kept firing back till I saw our commander laying there with a hole in his head. And everybody else too. I was alive and the enemy had retreated. What can you tell me about this insurgency? There's not a lot to tell. We were taught that the ungrateful rabble often rebels against the lawful authorities, comes Camille's rote answer. But then he continues in a slightly different tone. For the past couple years, we haven't been doing very well. 2 major earthquakes in both hemispheres with lots of casualties and destruction. Then the tech priest tinkered with something they shouldn't have, and we had lives lost to a series of substation explosions. Then on top of all that, there were the new taxes. The governor needed to be able to report to his lordship Caligos that the army's numbers and equipment supplies had increased as planned. The young man falls silent and looks at you with apprehension. Are you implying that this is the governor's fault and he's been failing in his duties? I beg of you, your lordship. I'm not implying anything. Why would I? I'm just telling you that it's been happening. So, about the rebellion, where was I? Well, there were rumors that it was happening for a reason. The earthquakes, the Red Robe's problems, and then there were those weird prophets. No Eyes scratched them out themselves by the looks of it, and they kept going on about the final dawn. You know, the end of the world is near, repent or you'll be doomed, that sort of thing. I don't even know where they first began to appear, but they've definitely been out there for at least a year. Some got caught and burned, of course, but heretic burnings weren't exactly rare. They catch someone every month. That's why nobody noticed the new ones for a while, but as soon as the rebellion started, there were hundreds of them coming out of the woodwork, wandering around, muttering away, and none of them had eyes. You'll see that for yourself. There's plenty of them on this highway, so that's it. You can't tell anymore if the rebellion's just because of the taxes and the disasters, or if the end of the world is really coming. Enough talking, let's go to the command center. Yes, your lordship, the command center is a straight walk from the starport. It's at the end of the upper way, not too far from here, but we must proceed carefully. Emperor forbid we get ambushed again. So an interesting thing is, if you don't go here first, this guy is actually dead, and someone's taking his place. Because the description will say that his clothes are loose-fitting and don't really seem to really fit on him. And it's just someone dressing up as him. Which is a really neat thing, because I almost shot him the first time, because the second paranoia crept in. I'm like, I don't know. You're giving me the option to shoot this guy, maybe I should. And after a while, I was like, you know what? If it happens, I'll throw down. But I can probably handle whatever gets thrown at me at the moment, and turns out he was on the level. Yeah, see the problem with the AI, just like the pathing, they just run around. I really, really wish Owlcat would curb this, because they just run into stuff. Oh, this is the part. Our poor lads, they deserve proper last honors, not to be lying or here like this. Camille looks away from the bodies. The battlefield looks highly suspicious. Half of your comrades never even had the chance to draw their weapons, and the direction of the shots as well. The attackers knew exactly what path the group would be taking and how large it would be. The young man looks at you in slight confusion. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, we were ambushed, but it was all over so quickly it was a miracle I survived. I was lucky to be behind cover when it began. And yeah, if we point the weapon at him, he's just like, hey, what are you doing? I'm legit. Some of the people in your party will be like, hey, I think he's actually not bad. And then you can just be like, alright, whatever. Oops. So we'll just do glory to the fallen warriors. They will not be forgotten. Let's keep walking. Yes, your lordship. As much as I want to play like crazy evil heretic man, I just don't have it in me. I can never play an evil character in games. If I say the mean thing to an NPC, I'm like, now I feel bad. I shouldn't have been mean. I always play like this kind of neutral or good, gotta save the people kind of thing. But that's because who doesn't want to be a hero? That's the fun of games, is getting to be the hero of the situation. And as you can look there's a guy behind that barrel. So we're gonna chill here. Yeah, he's gonna get beat a ton. That's a thing I kind of picked up while I was playing my first time through this area. He will get up, join you, and usually just get dropped the same turn. I'm like, yeah, okay. We'll put you in here in case you perils of the warp us again, like what happened to me before. And we had a plague bearer spawn right here. That was fun. Said no one. Actually, we're gonna swap these two out because... No. She'll stay there because Pascal can parry. And she can pick off all the idiots from a distance and shoot the barrel. It'll be nice when I get the ability where voice of command, half of the effect will remain for a turn. Or no, it'll be permanent until the end of combat. That's what it is. That's a fun buff. I don't have line of sight to a barrel. Not too concerned about those guys. They gotta close in. Fire starter as well. I can get rid of this guy, probably, if I'm lucky. Or miss, that's always fun, too. Oh yeah, all the guys over there. How far does my lightning reach? Not close enough to drop all these guys, which is kind of my goal. Wish those troopers in the back would move up. Because they're the ones that are going to be difficult. I have a 50% chance of just pinging that dude way down the stairs. I'm not taking it. I'm getting rid of these fire starters. If possible. I'm kind of surprised there isn't more, like, combat sound. You know, I'm expecting, like, some... It's... All I can think of is, like, the Chaos Cultists from Dawn of War 1, where they'd attack, they'd be like, "For the Dark Gods," and stuff like that, where it's that little bit that adds flavor to the fight and to these characters. Because otherwise they don't even really say much. It's just kind of weird. Oh yeah, we'll give Pascal strength and some extra health, why not? But now that I think about it, it might be part of that, the audio option where I turned off, like, the quips. That might be part of it. I feel like they would probably, if that's the case, they should really divide up combat audio and you walk so your guy has to say something stupid audio. Because I prefer them to shut up while I'm walking, but in combat they can yell, scream, praise the Emperor all they want. It adds to the experience. Those are two different things that I think are equally important in their own right. She cannot do anything useful here. And it's not even a, oh, I could move her, because there's just nothing to do. All those guys are just hanging out back. It's really inconvenient. So I really do have to push up. Argenta doesn't benefit from the strength up, but I kind of wish she did. Just give her, like, extra recoil control or something on the bolter. Just a little something to feel a little more rewarding, giving that buff out. Otherwise, it's more or less just the buff up your tank and your melee guys and then never touch it again. But I guess a little boost to HP isn't bad. Yeah, I had those two guys just hang out in the back, and I was at the top of the stairs just firing 30% shots, round after round, praying something would land. I'd like to take him out so I can charge this guy. Or we can just draw this out as long as humanly possible. Yeah, and that was part of the reason I have to run Argenta over here to disarm the bomb. So for the meantime, he just gets to take cover. Yeah, let's take a 14% chance. And I swear, I was sitting here for like 20 minutes, just plinking little shots, missing continually. It was horrible. But of course, I was so used to, like, D&D rules where your health is your health. You don't get any regen between fights. And then this is just like, oh yeah, when your fight's done, you get all your health back, so you can play as aggressive as you feel. Yeah, next turn we'll close in, disarm the trap, and everybody can just flood down. We'll get him in position. Because I don't think... I mean, we'll take the 11%. By all rights, these shots... Like I said, I was struggling to get a hit off. And this time it's just like, oh yeah, 14%, we'll give it to you. You can chunk these dudes. Because I swear I was sitting on like 30% hit chances, just watching every miss pop up. And those guys have no reason to move. Okay, so now we'll just dump our, like, 4 shots we get. Because that is all we needed, was 1 hit, and it was all good. Can we charge from there? Yes, okay. The soldier looks around a little dazed. He's pressing his hand down on a fresh wound. How is this possible? Updating data catalog. The characteristic tendency of the planetary defense forces of Rykad Minoris to run into ambushes is not a consequence of chance or negligence. It can only be explained as some twisted variation of combat tactics. This phenomenon is depressing. God. Pascal is just... I get he's a tech priest, but he is a professional hater, and I love it. Help the wounded man. It is alright. We're going to bandage you up and continue on our way. Thank you, your lordship. Yeah, we'll keep him along. He's a neat distraction. Got a hand flamer. That is going to go to Argenta. Because las pistols are terrible. I've contemplated doing like a flamer build, but I just... knowing I can get the amulet that gives her perfect bolter accuracy on single shots, there's no reason to not just build her bolter and then give her a melee like setup should push come to shove. Abelard is built out as best as possible. I'm built out as best as possible. I'd like to switch this off to like a two-handed rifle so I can actually pop dudes from a distance. But my options are very slim. Like, scrappy lasgun, cool, I do half damage. I don't think it really makes up for the cost here. Or even the lasgun. Its max damage is my minimum damage. I think if we keep going this way, we'll encounter dudes, so let me check the map. Yeah. I think. Once again, these areas kind of become a haze. Especially because this area, I fought so many fights, and I did them all in like one sitting. So I was just sitting there praying that I wouldn't lose and have to reset. The stub carbine's not a bad option. Better range, better ingredients, Papa John's. Yeah, we'll do it. Also, I look styling with that stub carbine, but I just realized these things have a buffer tube. Because you notice that back part here would likely be like a buffer tube, because you'd normally, for like a AR-15, you put a stock there. Kinda neat. I don't know if that's actually the intent or I'm just reading too much into it. I tend to do that. More cargo. Hey, that's the, I think that's the revival backpack. Yeah, if you fall unconscious, a stasis field immediately recovers toughness bonus wounds instead. You lose all movement, but gain increased dodge. Who doesn't have a backpack? Argenta, sure. We'll give you a bit more survivability. Because everything else is kinda... nothing else really meshes with her build at the moment. I actually struggled for a while to figure out what her build works with. Because it feels like just everything's a little out of place. Yeah, we're gonna have guys here too. Like this... not the blind madman, but... yep. Nice little ambush here. set everybody up wherever possible. I'd like to tuck in here, but this guy's sitting right next to me then. And my turn is after a number of people, so I'll just tuck in, and I should be able to see everyone and provide buffs. Yeah, one down. I think I just need one more kill and I can trigger Revel in Slaughter, and that'll help a bunch. I was hoping I could run her up to cover and then just scream at this guy. Can we scream from here? No. Alright. Pass her turn. Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn all those dudes into meat paste in one swing. Or we'll actually give Argenta a shot, and maybe she can pop a guy or two. 95s. God, he's just so solid of a character that you can just walk in, flatten someone, and move on. We're actually going to trigger his heroic act and just deal with this gunner, because these guys, actually, they're just as dangerous. Thinking out loud, we'll actually move here, because we'll charge this guy. Get a cleave on both. Do I get another attack, or am I out? Okay, I'm out. But this guy's in a tough position. He has to either point blank me, or he has to reposition, and if he repositions, I get an attack of opportunity and can potentially kill him then and there. This guy has to move out of cover. And now he's in a bad spot. And what we could do, even, is push up, and I think he now... Yeah, now he loses his defense bonus. Not a kill, but that's gonna hurt. Hey, look at that, he managed to get a kill. Usually doesn't happen. I'm just waiting for Perils of the Warp to kick in to show you guys. Ah, you bum. No balls. Also, I can't really make much out of this, because if he's out of range, I can maybe push up and get into range. Oh my god, fine. Pop a shot, hope for the best. Well, hope doesn't get me very far now, does it? Now, we're not gonna... Oh, okay, so we can clear the path. But we're not gonna go through... Can you idiots come here? Like, I look away and they're like, oh, we gotta go the other way now. Because otherwise they will run up top and bait me into another fight. That was a good find. Because if memory serves, what we picked up was... That's for heretical. So she will get it. She does suffer a dodge penalty, but it's not bad. And the extra toughness, so she does get some health out of it. Also, she's the only heretical follower, so you just kind of offload all the crap onto her unless you play a heretic. But the game punishes you by playing a heretic. Because, spoiler alert, if you are one, you eventually will talk to an inquisitor, and he'll be like, yo, so why the hell are you a heretic? And your options are literally beg for repentance and all your heretical rank gets reset. Or you more or less go, screw you, you're not my real dad. And then he'll be like, fine, be a douche. But then half of your party will be like, oh, I can't follow you down this path, bro. And you lose Argenta, the Eldar, you lose the Space Marine, you lose the Inquisitor that you get. You lose a bunch of people, and it's like, well, this... Only do it if you're not planning to use these characters and you're just gonna make, like, a bunch of pre-built or a bunch of, like, custom characters, or you're playing with your friends. Because otherwise you just get screwed over, and that's not fun. I think it's a bit rough that they sat there and did that, because it really kneecaps your playing when that happens. And I get it, it's 40k. Heresy, 9 times out of 10, ends badly. Man, it really sucks when you can't just do it. Or at least let me be like, hey, I'm gonna be evil McChaos Man and I can summon like demons or something. Or even demons still attack you, but you get like a coercion ability to make them join your side for however many turns, and if everyone else is dead, then they leave. But if the timer ends and they're still enemies, they'll just be like, nah, screw it, this took too long, and turn on you. Something like that to kind of balance it out. That was a very obvious tank mine, looking at it. Okay, so we can go down this way. You idiots! Of course, like I said, it's the AI just screwed me over. Okay, so this is a tolerable position, but you can come out down here further on, And I would have preferred that position, because then we funnel these guys a lot more. But whatever, we're making do. You actually just hang back. And we're just gonna bait everyone up the stairs. That is our best option, because I don't want to push out and get flanked. And the cover here kind of sucks. And if I can force them into a few spots, then I can rush them. I have like no line of sight here. Does this afford me anything better? Yeah. But I'm gonna lose my cover bonus the second they step in. I can hit the barrel. That paid for itself. Yeah, I got nothing. Just step forward and wait. Because the fire starting guys are my concern. I don't want to stand in a line for them to torch my whole team. I had this fight go way different. I had chaos spawn, which actually I think can happen. When we power up our Genta, we'll look. Because I want to say it's these guys. Yeah, Dark Prayer. 40% chance Psychic Phenomena is triggered, 30% chance they heal, 20% chance nothing happens, 10% chance they become a chaos spawn. So, one of those guys was like, pray to the dark gods, and then just became a hulking mass of BS that I had to deal with, and I was like, oh, thanks, bro. Much appreciated. Yeah, Revelant Slaughter, let's go. Yeah, definitely get the ability that lets you do that in 2 kills as fast as possible, because there are times you're really going to want that ballistic skill. And what is it? Critical hit damage and critical hit chance? I mean, that's free. You're getting buffs for doing your job. Yeah, go in there and probably get shot or something. Hey, he said a thing. Good for him. I'm not even going to use the analyze enemies at the moment, because I'm kind of waiting for Chaos Spawn to pop up and then I'll use it. Kind of wish the billboard would fade out. Any of these guys low health? They're all meaty enough that it's kind of a problem. We'll take the 45s to see what we can get. Alright, we're done taking the 45s, we're taking the 90s. So I'd rather get some Revel and Slaughter charges. Or at least a charge, just because now if we look at her stats, 90 ballistic skill, that's not bad. Alright, so at this point, what do we have? Firestarter, Acolyte, Acolyte. Yeah, we're gonna charge the Firestarter then. Because the rest of these guys I don't care about. They're using dinky guns and we'll get flattened all the same. Yeah, I saw that coming. Do you have strength up? No, cool. Homie nearly shot Abelard twice. And he's down again. It's kind of the whole point I bring him along. For the rest of this area is just... he's a meat shield. He's a spare target for the enemies to get focused on. Cross over, hopefully get a better angle on a shot. We're gonna take the 95, I'm not banking on that 30 again. As sick as it would be, I'm guaranteed a 95 here. I might as well just drop the guy who's weakened. Everybody scream! Yeah, and much like players, these guys can suffer injuries that affect their stats. I don't know what it does. I think it's more... it only kicks in if you can trigger 3 fresh injuries. Hello, weren't you supposed to... whatever. I also love how you can target yourself, somehow. And I have no line of sight to anybody. Cool. Oh wow, his Dark Prayer actually worked. He's healing. I don't get line of sight anywhere. This kinda sucks. I'm not gonna attack the guy. No point for her to do it. Will boost my dodge chance, though. I think that's the only reason I think she's good early on, is the dodge chance that's free. Because that's such a good boost early on. Just be like, yeah, so you're not going to take as many bullets. Okay. Say less. Cracks and cuts appear on your skin. I don't like that. It's making me think he's gonna go Chaos Spawn soon. I don't need that bad juju in my life. But he is just running. And for the life of me, I cannot get an angle on him. Man is running as fast as his chaos worshipping feet can carry him. Just turn into the chaos spawn already, dude. Like, do it, no balls. Yeah, hit him with the scream. I love the death scream, just sounds like a dude who stubbed his toe really hard. Ugh. Yep, can't... Actually, we can do something about that. You also have to be careful. If you trigger this while some players are moving or some characters are moving, the game will sometimes be like, oh, sorry, your animation or like your input is locked, and you'll just have a guy continually run. Terrible experience. I know I'm nitpicking, but it's these kind of things where I'm like, this kind of sucks. Because it really stands out while you're doing a fight, or you're trying to not trip a mine, and then everybody runs into the mine, and everybody gets a wound, and then you're sitting there just like, this could have been all entirely avoided. But that's kind of the classic CRPG experience of these games are always a little jank. It's kind of what you sign up for. We're going the other way. Just remember that direction. That direction is a no-go. Two women are arguing furiously, oblivious to everything around them. An impressively huge anti-aircraft battery towers over them. I can't do this anymore. I pushed the exact same lever I did yesterday, I swear, but instead of turning the barrel, it splashed us with hot oil. What genius thought that experience operating a paper press would translate into handling ancient weaponry? The exhausted red-headed woman is on the verge of tears as she rubs the fresh burn on her cheek. The tech priest cannot hide his amazement as he listens to the confessions of this paper press operator, who has been unceremoniously thrust into the ranks of the gunners, and is now in charge of aiming this formidable anti-aircraft battery. His visor's lens gradually turns scarlet. Her portly workmate waves her hand dismissively. What's with the cold feet? Afraid the chief's gonna punish us? I don't know, I like the gun way better than the paper press. We've turned the tables on the nobles at last, now they're afraid of us. She turns towards you sharply and whips out her weapon. Now who are you? The chief has sent me to take over from you. We'll do the coercion, even though it's not guaranteed. An insurgency against your lawful governor amounts to heresy. I command you lay down your arms at once. The women exchange nervous glances. Finally, the red-haired woman gives up, throws down her weapon, and puts her hands up. We surrender. Just don't kill us. Speak, what caused the insurgency? Who's the chief, and what are you doing with that anti-aircraft battery? Well, our entire crew joined the rebels and we tagged along. The chief, well, he's the chief. He's in charge because he used to work under the Red Robes and man their heavy weaponry. He's not here, he only comes over to check up on us every now and then. He wrote us a manual for operating this big boy, but it only does what it's supposed to do half the time. The previous shift all got maimed. We haven't been here long and we're already head to toe in burns. Let us go, will you? We won't be insurging again. We'll let the insurgents go. I give you the gift of life, you are free to go. The red-haired woman breathes a sigh of intense relief. Thank you so much. Her mouth stretches in a strained smile. We'll get going then. We had 3 people in our crew get scalded with boiling oil when we first calibrated this thing. Anyway, good luck, try not to die. The anti-aircraft battery's control panel has a panoply of mysterious levers and buttons. Deactivating it quickly is not an option. All you can do is blow it up, destroying it completely. We'll tech use, because it's 100%, examine the anti-aircraft battery. The anti-aircraft battery certainly was constructed a long time ago, long before the colonization of this world began. It comes as no surprise that the insurgents were barely able to operate it. Modern arms protocols are incomprehensible to the machine spirits of such an ancient construction. And now we'll explode it. The blast consumes the ancient weapon. The sky above the city is safe for flying again. Yay, we did it! Kinda weird we can't walk into the crater, but whatever. Let's get these goods, get this level. What do we want to go for? Can't get regen yet. I think I need invigorate or enfeeble. See, here's the kick in the nuts. I could really use invigorate for healing, but get back in the fight is super good. This plus take aim are stupidly powerful and can carry you really far. Let me see, how many... Oh, we only get 2 abilities. Yeah, we'll do it, because I can get my healing stuff at any point. But I can't get these. I can't get these until I go through, because I'll go Master Tactician. I'll have to go to Exemplar, and that's so far in to regain these abilities. I'm just going to get them now. Because immediately recover from burning, bleeding, toxin, or stun. They also gain temporary wounds. Officer's willpower bonus. Because I'm a willpower fellowship build, that synergizes so well. As for weaponry, or I guess common talents, what do we want to even look at? Biophysical distortion, solid. You just deal toxic damage on enemies. I can't get Psi rating 1, which sucks because that'd be a nice boost to my abilities. I'm not doing Inscribed Soul. I can work around it, but it's 25% of my max health, and I'd rather not just take a quarter of my health for no good reason. Even if I build around crazy regen, that's kind of painful. Maybe later on I could rig it, but at the moment, nah. Force weapons, I don't have force weapons, so it's kind of moot to put the point in. Whenever I use an attack on guys far away, they suffer additional damage. Cool, but I don't really have attacks, and Biomancy isn't exactly the attack power ability set. Increased range, don't really need that. See, this is a trick you can do with Adira, and if you do make a Psyker character, this is a trick I would suggest. Either do Divination and Sanctic, or Divination and Biomancy, get Strange Vitality, because when the Psyker's allies or the Psyker themselves are under the effects of psychic powers, they gain 5 toughness for each such effect. Well, there's like 3 different boosts Divination can give you that are permanent. I can put Strong Arm and Regeneration on someone, so you can get 25 toughness off rip. That's really strong. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go for Strange Vitality. Because I'm not attacking that much, Biophysical Distortion, as good as it is, I just can't justify using it at the moment. Maybe when I have nothing left, I can put it in, but at the moment, I just have more uses out of that than out of giving allies more toughness than anything. What do we want to give you? Problem is, he benefits from weapon skill, toughness, and strength. We'll go toughness just for max parry. Improved dodge chance, yeah. Otherwise, I would probably go chain weapon expert. But that really depends. If I can find a good chain weapon, then yeah. But I don't want to get this, then not find good chain weapons and be kneecapped. When I could maybe get, like, power weapon expert. I don't know about It Will Not Die. Mostly because I don't know if it's at the level you get the bonus, or if it becomes a every 2 levels you gain an HP kind of deal. Because if it's take it early on and you get the HP, sure, that's a good constant upgrade. But if it isn't, I can't justify increases wounds by half the character's level rounded up, so 3. Nah. That's not worth one of my skills just to get 3 HP. Adira, she doesn't do ranged attacks, so she's not really good. Perfect Spot is going to be what Pascal takes. Prescience, that's a good one to take. It's kind of funny to give her Sanctic powers. Concentration of Faith to protect allies and smite heretics while she's an unsanctioned psyker who's heretically alive. Like, okay. That's a situation. Yeah, I don't like Dominate because on the next turn, they will spend all their movement points to move as close as possible toward the Psyker. They can act as normal, but all their movement... So they're gonna shoot and just move towards you. It's like, no, I want them away. I'd rather not get hit. Yeah, we'll go prescience. Intelligence, perception, fellowship, and willpower. Okay, so I get a buff on my character that's going to be a nice chunk. That's like 6 fellowship and willpower. It's more than I had. Give her awareness, because logic and tech use are Pascal's wheelhouse. Argenta is going to be pretty easy. Probably boost perception a bit, even though agility's good. But she needs to be more... Yeah, no. Yeah, because if I... No, we're going to do agility. Because if I can get it so she just automatically hits, who cares? And then, what do we have for an option? Melee, flame, and melta attacks. I'm not planning on really using those attacks. Shield of Faith might be nice. Bonus armor against attacks of demons and warp damage. But she doesn't have good willpower. I'd have to start pouring into it. I'll give her Bolt Expert. Give her Armor Pen. Pascal, you get Perfect Spot. While in cover, you gain cover efficiency, perception, and ballistic skill, so you're really powerful. And then... we need to boost logic a bit. And that's it. And that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.